gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull.
So in this video, we're diving into everything new on the Realme Neo 8, from its upgraded Samsung 165Hz display to that surprisingly rare Periscope telephoto camera at this price, plus the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 chipset, the high-performance panel, and even PC handheld mode. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. You've probably already seen the price and specs floating around, but I'm curious, what do you think about its value for money? A few days back, I shared a video focused on the design, and some of you mentioned the bezels felt a bit thick. So let's put it side by side with the GT8 Pro and a few other mid-range phones. Sure, it's not as slim as a true flagship, but honestly, it's about the same width as most phones in this price category. Now let's talk about that Samsung 165Hz Ultra Refresh display. The screen looks incredibly sharp and clean, especially at night when I switch on low brightness dark mode. Blacks appear truly deep and pure on dark pages, instead of that washed out gray look you see on many other panels. And remember, this is a phone priced just over £55, which is kind of crazy when you realize some flagships this year don't even offer a display this good. We'll cover power consumption later in the battery section, but personally, this Samsung panel alone could be the main reason to pick the Neo 8. Moving to the back, the camera keeps Realme's familiar family styling, but the 11-degree lens now comes with different light sensitivity and blends nicely with the overall color of the rear cover. Up top, you get omnidirectional NFC, making card swipes super easy. Around the logo, there's also a wake-up halo with RGB lighting. It lights up for things like calls, alarms, and charging. If you like placing your phone face down, you can even assign different colors to different app notifications, which makes staying organized much easier. Performance-wise, the Realme Neo 8 runs on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 Supreme Edition, built on a 3nm process and paired with a copper pipe cooling setup. Combined with the 165Hz display, it supports more than 30 popular high frame rate games. Titles like 3 Small Frame Action run smoothly at the full 165 FPS, but when it comes to PUBG Mobile, currently one of the toughest 165 FPS games, holding that max frame rate continuously is a bit harder. After about 20 minutes of gameplay, the battery temperature hit 44 degrees Celsius and the phone automatically dropped performance to around 90 or 120 FPS. Thankfully, Realme gives you access to temperature and CPU controls in the Geek System panel, letting you fine-tune things yourself. By default, frame throttling kicks in at 44 degrees, but you can raise that limit slightly and push the CPU, especially the GPU frequencies, higher. Once adjusted, performance improves noticeably, and power draw increases from around 6 watts to about 7 watts. In my testing, after an hour of PUBG Mobile, the phone managed to maintain over 164 FPS consistently. Real-world tests show PUBG's upper temperature limit sits around 44 to 45 degrees Celsius, so the stock thermal controls really hold back the experience. Tweaking these settings is the key to unlocking the Neo 8's true potential. Bottom line, as long as you've got decent external cooling, if the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 inside this phone can be pushed close to the performance levels of custom flagship variants, which is pretty impressive for a device in this segment. At the same time, the Realme Neo 8 also comes with PC handheld mode, which means you can log into your Steam account directly on the phone and play popular Steam Deck titles. Right now, it supports around 52 games, including Steam's Game of the Year, Hollow Knight, Silksong, and Harris 2. During gameplay, average power usage stays between just 3 to 5 watts, and performance feels similar to running Genshin Impact at a stable 60 FPS. And just to clarify, this isn't emulation. It uses WMN1 compatibility layer technology. In simple terms, PC games run directly on the phone using its own hardware without relying on a virtual PC. Because of that, performance loss is extremely minimal, resulting in much smoother gameplay. Now let's talk about the cameras. Along with the usual 50 megapixel 1.56-inch main sensor and an 8 megapixel ultra-wide lens for this price segment, the Neo 8 also features a 50 megapixel 3.5x periscope zoom camera. When compared with the Realme GT8 Pro and Honor 500 Pro in daylight, the differences are surprisingly small at first glance. The color tuning on the Neo 8 looks very close to the GT8 Pro. In terms of sharpness, the GT8 Pro leads slightly, with the Neo 8 coming just ahead of the Honor 500 Pro. However, in very low light situations, the Neo 8 shows a mild color shift compared to the other two. In this real-world sample, its colors also look a bit washed out. On this plush toy shot, both the GT8 Pro and 500 Pro capture clearer fur details along the edges, while the Neo 8 appears slightly soft. That said, both of those phones cost over £400 and aren't in the same price bracket, so it's understandable. But when you compare the Neo 8 to something like the iQOO Neo 11, which sits in a similar price range but doesn't offer a telephoto lens, the Neo 8 becomes a total game changer, especially for students. That Periscope camera makes it much easier to take sharp photos of classroom blackboards or presentation screens. Moving on to battery life, the phone packs a massive 8,000 mAh single-cell battery with 80-watt fast charging. In real-world testing, 2 hours of short videos used just 7% battery, 2 hours of browsing Weibo took 13%, and 2 hours of live streaming consumed 11%. Based on this, you're looking at roughly 15 hours of daily entertainment. Then there's gaming. 2 hours of King of Glory drained 19%. Altogether, after about 8 hours of mixed use, only 50% of the battery was gone, which translates to a theoretical total runtime of around 13 hours. Honestly, this kind of endurance brings back memories of the Realme GT7 Pro. Charging-wise, average power sits a little above 30 watts, and the phone reaches 100% in about 65 minutes. Using the Green Lotus fast charging test, it also supports up to 45-watt public fast charging at 9 volts. On top of that, you get IP66 and IP68 water resistance, dual-frequency GPS with tri-frequency BETO, an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, and a 4-axis pre-drive motor. Basically, all the essential premium features are here. After nearly 2 weeks of hands-on testing, my takeaway is that the Realme Neo 8 represents a solid evolution of Realme's mid-range lineup. Of course, its chipset positioning means it's still technically a mid-range device, but some of its specs are fully comparable to mid-range flagships priced above £250 this year. Considering its expected pricing, it's genuinely hard to find major faults. Personally, I'd recommend the white version. It's easily one of the best-looking phones Realme has released in recent years. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome tech content and become part of our tech team. I'll see you in the next one.